In the morning when I rise, give me Jesus.
Good morning. Well, we see that the devil, through a bunch of religious leaders, is coming against Paul, accusing him and lying against him. That's how we know that it's the devil that's doing it. Yeah, he's using these religious leaders, but the devil is the father of lies. The devil is the accuser of the brethren. And so, because of these false accusations and these lies against Paul, we know the devil is cranking up against him. Well, in your life, as you go, if there are false accusations and lies of any kind, either from you or against you, it's of the devil. Well, today we're going to see how Paul continues to defend himself. He said, look, guys, I didn't cause riots. It was the religious people that did. And now he's going to even say it's the religious people that came down from Asia, and they're not even here to stand before you to accuse me. We're in Acts chapter 24, and I'm going to read verses 16 through 23. Here's what they say. He's talking to Felix, the governor of the area, and he says, in view of this, I also do my best to maintain always a blameless conscience before God and before men, because I obey the law, because the law is good. He's not against the law, but don't obey the law to try to please God. The way you please God is you believe on Jesus. Now, after several years, I came to bring alms to my nation and to present offerings, in which they found me occupied in the temple, having been purified, just like a good Jew would be, without any crowd or any uproar. But there were some Jews from Asia. Now, here you go. These guys ought to have been present before you, Felix, and to make accusation, if, that is, they should have anything against me. They must not, or they'd come down here. Or else, let these men themselves tell what misdeed they found when I stood before the council, other than for this one statement. I did make one statement, which I shouted out was outstanding among them. For the resurrection of the dead, I am on trial before you today. Folks, there is a resurrection of the dead. And so you want eternal life because you're going to live eternally and you want to live. The alternative is not a pretty sight. And so Paul is saying, look, everybody's going to raise from the dead. And he says, my hope is in God. Well, if you're believing on Jesus, you're good. But if your hope is in the law, you got some trouble. Well, Felix, having a more exact knowledge about the way, put them off, saying, when Lysias, the commander, comes down, I will decide your case. I'm going to talk to my representative. I'm going to talk to the commander who is in charge of breaking up the riot. And then he gave orders to the centurion for him to be kept in custody, and yet to have some freedom and not to prevent any of his friends from ministering to him. So there's some leniency with Felix, the governor, and he's going to wait till the commander, who is in the middle of all this, comes to town and gives his version of the story. But be very clear, Paul's hope is in the Lord because of the sacrifice of Jesus. God bless you, who has put your hope in Jesus, and you know eternal life has begun for you. I look forward to being with you again tomorrow. We'll take this story one step further. I'll see you then.
Give me Jesus. Give me Jesus. You can have all this world, but give me Jesus.